So, as you all know, it's a lot of PC women around I said around the world, around America, the US in particular, who are literally like got their panties in a bunch because of the overturning of Roe versus Wade. And honestly, like I say, we do not have a dog in this fight. The only dog we have in this fight, or in a fight, I should say, is our claim to our reparations, our tangibles. That is it. That is all. Hashtag cut the check. But I thought this was very interesting from about this tweet that I came across the first week of May. Now, of course, I couldn't really jump onto doing a video about it because at that time during that week when I saw it, I was on vacation. I did not record anything. Any video that y'all saw, like I said, was already pre-recorded before I left for my trip. But I said I'm going to swing or circle my wagon back to this one because I thought this was very interesting. So you have this woman by the name of Courtney Jaye. Again, another blue check individual I'm not aware of, but apparently she's important to somebody to get that check. And she put out this tweet and it says, "Men of America, are you with us? Because we need you." I said, isn't that very, very interesting? These are the same, you know what? I'm not even going to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to let my response speak for itself. This is my response to that. I says, uh-oh, y'all see what's occurring, right? Now the women, in parentheses, I had to specify white women, are begging for help from men, specifically their men in particular. Weren't they the same ones saying my body, my choice? All this men can't speak on women issues? As I keep that same energy, ma'am, /she, /her, /they, /them, /it. Yes, I put their little pronouns because you know how many of them don't like the term female. They said that's a derogatory term towards women. I swear it's too much. But I find it interesting, though, that you have a lot of women, specifically PC women or white women, however you want to say it, now want this assistance from the same group of men that many of them claim to loathe and have a disdain towards, or like I said right here, said can't speak on women's issues. Now, what I found even more interesting was when I was going through her quoted retweets. I'm not going to do it on here, but trust me when I say this, and I thought this was even more hilarious, was you had a lot of men, a lot of white men in particular, saying some of the same things I was just saying right here and saying, you know, what about my body, my choice? Or you said that we can't speak on women's issues because this, that, and the third. What was funny to me was the response from those women coming back and saying, "Oh, you're not a real man." I said, you just can't win. First, you don't want us speaking on your issues, and we say, fine, okay, we're not going to speak on it because it is what it is. Then you come back and beg and saying that you need the men because of what's going on. Then when the men rebut and say, well, you said my body, my choice, and not to speak on women's issues because it's not a man's place to do so, then you come back and say you're not a real man. Believe me when I say that those were some of the tweets that I saw, especially one. That one stuck out. That's another reason why I did this video. It's like, what? But these are some of the same women that can tell you how to be a man. Like, interesting, right? I just did a video talking about this Morehouse hiring of this PC woman who's, I guess, doing like the image, or she's marketing and chief of marketing, whatever it is, that position she has. I guess she knows the image of black men, right? Because, you know, she's lived her life as one, correct? Right? Wrong. So as far as I'm concerned, this is PC's women's chickens coming home to roost. As far as I'm concerned, this is a they problem. They're men, they got to deal with that too. And it's funny because Roe versus Wade would not even be on the books if it wasn't for the decisions of men anyway. Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the decision of Roe versus Wade, you know, with what as it stands, was decided by 7 men. I believe I read that somewhere, but like I said, someone can correct me if I am incorrect. But I believe 7 men were the deciding factor of Roe versus Wade all those years ago. So I find it interesting that they said that men shouldn't have an input on something like this, but it was the men that actually put a law on the books for you to even have the right to even say something so blaspheming. And now they're taking it away from you. How are you going to get mad at something that they're taking away something from you that they made? You didn't do it. All you did was showed up to the courthouse, but you weren't the deciding factor. But see, at the end of the day, I keep telling people this Roe versus Wade thing, this is a PC woman thing. They love to say that black women are getting all these abortions and whatnot. And granted, there are too many. It shouldn't be as many as it should. But like they say, if you can't have a baby, don't have a baby. Like Michael Jackson said in the song, "Wanna Be Starting Something." But let's be completely honest with ourselves here. PC women have exposed themselves as being some of the biggest contributors to abortions in America. And it doesn't help that they have very low birth rates, which means they can get pregnant, but they can't go full term without probably having possibly a miscarriage or a stillborn. And these white men who are in power are not taking it anymore, because some of you can go full term, but you decide to get rid of it. They like, no, we trying to preserve ourselves and you're ruining it. So no more. Unless under unless under special circumstances. And just because I said the word special doesn't mean that it's good. Because if you were violated and you just happen to get pregnant and you want to get rid of it, then that would be a special circumstance, but it's not deemed as a good special, if you get what I mean. But if you're just going out there getting pregnant and you don't want the child because for whatever reason, besides what the scenario I just gave, then you're just basically throwing life away. And all those women out there that are protesting, those PC women, I would not be in the least bit surprised if some of them went to that Planned Parenthood clinic a few times. I wouldn't be surprised if their womb looked like a graveyard. Just a bunch of tombstones just all popping up in there. I would not be in the least bit surprised. They better be lucky HIPAA laws protect them, because if they didn't, we would be exposed to so many things that a lot of white women do that doesn't get talked about, that gets thrusted on to black women, or stuff that they do in their community that gets thrusted onto us. They always like to say we take, like a lot of black women take these strips of Planned Parenthood. I'm sure it's just as many white women do as well, if not more. But laws are protecting them. And I think that the Roe versus Wade, I think something plays a part in that as well. Again, y'all can correct me if I'm incorrect. So the gloves is coming off. The veil is being lifted. Dear PC woman, you are now being called to task. And guess what? It's your own men that's doing that to you. But also, it's you that's doing that to you. Do not call on black people, especially black women, to come and help you fight. And black women, if she calls you to help you fight, you don't answer her. You send her ass straight to voicemail. And once you hear that message, you delete it and you go on about your day. And that's my take on it.